XY multi-pattern condenser microphone, field recorder, multi-track recorder, built-in effects, and it also works as a 2-in USB audio interface. This thing is the true definition of studio in a pocket. I wanted to make a video about this unit because very often it is only seen as a field recorder, and that is such a huge understatement. So let's start with this unit's specs. The main catch is the XY configure condenser mics. It comes included with its own power supply, but it also runs on 2 AA batteries. A super cool feature is that actually you can change the pattern from cardioid to hypercardioid by just flipping both microphones' capsules. Now, when I mentioned that labeling this unit only as a field recorder or as a handy field recorder was an understatement, I meant it. The unit has 3 recording modes you can choose from: stereo, 4 channels, and multi-track recording. Stereo mode is what will allow you to use this unit's built-in microphones, and it's mostly used when this is going to be used as a field recorder. Now, if you're planning on getting the most input capacity out of this unit, then what you're looking for is the 4-channel mode. This will create 2 stereo files, one of them for the built-in mics, while the other stereo file will be for the other 2 inputs that you have on this unit that obviously you can use with your own microphones. This would be super useful also if you're planning to record, let's say, I don't know, drums on a rehearsal. You might be using the built-in mics as the room mics or the overhead mics, while the other 2 inputs obviously will maybe snare and kick. And honestly, the only thing that you need is a little bit of creativity to get the most juice out of this unit. And finally, if you're recording a song or a demo, multi-track recording is the right mode for you. No surprises here, this is a digital 4-track recorder with the super bonus of being able to apply dynamics and/or effects to each individual track. Honestly, this mode blew my mind. You can set up your project from its name, BPM, metronome, the metronome sound. You can choose if you want to have the pre-count on and off, and you can also bounce or export an entire project to a stereo file and then import that stereo file into a new project. You know, the classic cheat to get more tracks out of a 4-track recorder. Now let's do a quick test, so this way we can see or hear how this microphone sounds. Let's start by miking the cabinet. And the connection diagram is as follows: clean DI, reamp box, preamp, power amp, cabinet. Now let's jump into recording voice, guitar and bass straight into the unit, using the unit's built-in effects.
Raging towards entrenched enemies. Running towards certain death, bullets flying everywhere.
you ask me, I think that this thing is almost a must on any studio, since it can get you out of a sticky situation pretty fast. A cable got fucked, you ran out of cables, or simply the cable is not long enough. You are struggling with the latest firmware update of your audio interface. All of these things are actually real scenarios, and this is where one of these things can come into play, save your ass, and unfuck the situation. And another thing that I find that is super fun is to use this unit as a standalone recorder while using the multi-track mode. Basically using it as a DAW-less unit. I think that term is coming up more and more. DAW-less, which obviously means not using your DAW to record and or produce music, you know, just like you would do 30 years ago. And this is me speaking, but there's something about not using a computer while recording that I find fascinating. I know that the menus can be a bit confusing and tiresome because you have to keep on pushing this scroll wheel and go, you know, just pushing buttons and accessing menus, and it can be a bit daunting and confusing. But there's something to it. I mean, not using the computer to record that I find just, it's more fun. And the fact that you have only a few options to do what you have to do, it's also another way to get things done and not, or being overwhelmed by the myriad of options that you have with a DAW. And it's an amazing platform to start recording your demos. You have 4 tracks to do your shit, and that's it. And everything started actually because I was looking for a standalone recorder just to make demos, because I think that it's quite boring to sit on the computer, put the damn thing up in the DAW, so it's like, I don't know. I wanted to have something that it's like its own demo station. It would be my biggest wet dream if this thing had a sequencer built in, so that you could also track your drums. And I know that there are other units, for example, also by Zoom, the R8, if I'm not mistaken, which is another standalone recording or standalone multi-track recorder that has its own drum sequencer built in. Thanks a bunch for watching this video. I hope that you find this helpful. If you do, please like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. And also, if you feel kind and if you want to become the ultimate supporter, buy me a beer. Down below on the description of this video, you're going to find a link for my Buy Me a Coffee profile. Another way to contribute to this channel is using the affiliate links that you will also find in the description of this video, just in case if you are thinking of buying this unit or anything else. It's not going to cost you anything more than the original price, but a small little fraction is going to go directly to this channel. And it's Friday, so get together with friends, have a cold beer because it's summer and it's hot as hell, or at least here in this Mediterranean island. Keep yourself hydrated, play some heavy and distorted music, and while you're at it, break your neck!